The countdown to Christmas isn't just about decorations and deadlines anymore. It's a full-on sprint in the digital marketing space. But here's the real shift happening this year. We're not just seeing people shopping online, we're seeing different generations shopping differently. Gen Z, who are now in their teens, right up into the late 20s, have real buying power, and they're completely changing the way we search, scroll, and shop. TikTok isn't just entertainment for them. It's where product discovery begins. They're bypassing Google and heading straight to social. They want connection, authenticity, and recommendations that they can trust, not just polished ads. And millennials, they're still heavy on Instagram, tapping through stories and saving reels. Visual storytelling and lifestyle branding matters more than ever to them. And Gen Z, the most often overlooked decision makers, not going to lie, I'm a proud Gen Xer here. We're still loyal to Facebook, but don't underestimate us. We've got the disposable income. We research before we buy, and we respond best to brands that feel familiar and grounded. So if you're not paying attention to how the different generations are discovering and deciding on their Christmas purchases, you're not just missing the moment, you're missing the momentum. Hi, and welcome back to the Digital Success for Business podcast. I'm Leanne Cohens, founder of Marketing Leap, and after 12 years of helping business owners grow with strategic content, funnels, and ads, I know this. November is not the time to wing it. It's the time to get intentional. As a marketer and a business strategist, and yes, a mum of 2 Gen Z adults, I've seen firsthand how buyer behavior has changed. From traditional Google searches to TikTok reviews and messenger carts, we're not just dealing with a busy season, we're navigating a completely different path to purchase. In this episode, we're breaking down how buyer behavior is shifting across generations and what that means for your social content, ad strategy, and marketing funnel in the lead up to the holidays. So whether you're running your first Christmas campaign or planning to scale hard before the year ends, this one is going to help you hit the mark with the right message on the right platform at the right time. So let's talk about the shift we need to make right now, especially if you're planning for the Christmas period, because this is not the time to be scrambling together a last-minute sale post and expecting results. If you're throwing up posts hoping for last-minute sales, you've already lost the race. Marketing in Q4 isn't just about pushing products, it's about understanding people, real people, what they care about and what they're searching for, and also what's going on in their lives. Because here's what's changed, and especially if you're targeting Gen Z or millennials, the buying journey doesn't start at the checkout anymore. It starts on TikTok. It starts with a reel, a saved post, a send to in a group chat. And while millennials might still be browsing Instagram for gift ideas or seasonal inspo, and Gen X, like me, might be hanging out on Facebook looking for something for the family or just a little indulgence, Gen Z, they're discovering new products on TikTok before they even know they want them. And they expect to be sold to in a way that feels like content, not an ad. In this age of digital marketing, connection is the new conversion. So the question becomes, are you planning backwards from that moment? This is where I come back to Stephen Covey's principle, begin with the end in mind. What do you want your customer to do by the 10th of December? Buy, book, download, subscribe, now reverse engineer from there. If that's the goal, what should they be seeing from you today? What do they need to feel? What do they need to know before they'll act? Because this season is won by the businesses who plan ahead, show up consistently, and understand that campaigns are really just structured conversations with the people who are already wanting what you're offering. Remember, seasonal marketing is no longer about the product. It's about the path to the product. And that path starts now in November, if not before. Because if you're throwing posts up hoping for last-minute sales, you've already lost the race. So let's talk about the shift, not just in where people are buying, but how they're deciding. Discovery used to start with Google. Now it starts with a scroll, or even, dare I say it, an AI search. Gen Z and even younger millennials are using TikTok and Instagram like search engines. In fact, 44% of Gen Z now turn to TikTok before Google when researching a product or brand. That's a massive shift, and it means if your business isn't showing up early in the journey, you're already behind. They're browsing on TikTok, they're comparing options on Instagram, and they're asking questions on Messenger. And they're buying often from the brand that feels like the most relatable, the most helpful, or the most aligned with their values. As a Gen X marketer and a parent to 2 Gen Z sons, I've seen this shift in buyer behavior up close. My 20-year-old recently wanted to buy his first set of golf clubs. Did he walk into a store or Google best clubs for tall beginners? Nope. He went straight to ChatGPT, ran a full specs comparison, researched what driver suited his 6'4" frame, and built himself a hybrid set from multiple online retailers, all without speaking to a single salesperson. My eldest is deep into online business models, fitness, and boxing, and you better believe every new brand he tries has been vetted through YouTube Shorts, Instagram, or TikTok reviews first. It's not just scrolling, it's active, intentional research, just happening in a completely different ecosystem. And here's the thing, you don't need to be on TikTok doing trending dances or pretending to be something you're not. But you do need to understand how buyer intent is shifting. Gen Z, and increasingly Millennials too, want transparency. They value authenticity over polish, peer reviews over ad copy, and real connection over broadcast marketing. They don't just want to buy from you, they want to believe in you. And that starts way before the checkout page. Here's some interesting stats. And if you want a complete breakdown, I'll pop the link to my social media infographic in the description below. But 82% of Australians are on social media. 1 in 3 use Instagram. 1 in 2 Australians are on Facebook daily. TikTok's core demographic is 15 to 25, and they're spending an average of 56 minutes a day on the app. These aren't just platforms, they're discovery engines. So if you're still relying on one static campaign or hoping your website alone will do the work, it's time to rethink your strategy. And the reason that I mention my infographic cheat sheet, it's because you don't need to be on every platform, but you do need to understand where your audience is hanging out, how they scroll, decide, and buy. And this shift isn't just theory, it's happening in real time. I landed a new client last week who found me through TikTok, not through my website, not a referral, but a reel style video that caught her attention, resonated with where she was at, and led her straight to my DMs. And she's a millennial, and it didn't need a hard sell. She needed relevance, clarity, and trust. And that's what short form content delivered. The platforms might be different, but the principles haven't changed. When your message connects, people respond. So let's talk paid ads, because if you're thinking, great, I'll just throw a few dollars behind a reel and see what happens, stop right there. The ads that are working right now, they're strategic, they're intentional, and they're part of a bigger picture. For our clients, we're not just launching ads to cold traffic, we're building from the inside out, which means retargeting people who have visited the website, engaging email lists, and serving content to warm audiences who already know, like, or trust the brand. And for clients like Van Life Fit Out, where the product is high ticket and the buying cycle is longer, we're using ads to start the conversation, not close it. ManyChat automations, messenger flows, lead magnets, all designed to warm people up before the sales team even steps in. And like I mentioned earlier, I just brought on a new client last week who found me from a TikTok. That wasn't a cold lead. She'd seen other content, followed the thread, and when the message finally landed, it hit at the right time. She was already primed. The bottom line, paid ads aren't magic, but when they're connected to a clear funnel with top, middle, and bottom of funnel messaging, they amplify what's already working. And if you want to learn more about funnels, you can check out my recent episode where I discuss how to stop leaking funnels. But right now, what's working is short form video, Reels, YouTube Shorts, story-based ads that feel relevant, real, and responsive to what your audience actually cares about. So don't waste money trying to sell to strangers. Retarget your relationships and speak to what they already want. Now's the time to get honest about what's working and what's not before the silly season hits full swing. If you're planning to run any sort of Black Friday, Christmas, or end-of-year promo, you can't wing it in the last week of November. The smart brands, they're already prepping now. And this is exactly what we're helping our clients do behind the scenes. First, you've got to map your funnel. You need to know exactly what journey you're taking people on, from lead magnet to nurture to offer to close. No more dead ends. No more, great, they've downloaded something, now what? Second, clean up your messaging. If your offers are too complex, people will scroll on. Simplify and get clear on what you're offering, who it's for, and what the results they can expect are. Next, turn your automations on and test them. Make sure your welcome sequences are firing, your ManyChat flows are active, and your follow-up ads are tracking people properly. The last thing you want is to spend on ads and lose the lead because your system's asleep. And finally, batch your content now. We're talking about your promotional posts, value-driven content, testimonials, reels, and even behind-the-scenes pieces for December. Don't wait until Christmas school holidays and Christmas chaos to try and create content on the fly. December conversions start with what you prep in early November. Trust me, your future self will thank you. So whether you're running a coaching business, an e-commerce store, or a service-based brand, this is your moment. The end of year is not the time to panic post or scramble for last-minute sales. It's the time to connect, convert, and compound the results of everything you've built this year. You don't need more content. You need the right content at the right time to the right people. And that's exactly what we do at Marketing Leap. If you're ready to align your strategy, stop guessing, and make this Christmas season your most profitable yet, we're here to help. Head to marketingleap.net to book your strategy session, and let's finish 2025 strong with strategy, not stress. And make sure you earmark your calendar for the next episode, because we're breaking down something that still delivers big results even in a fast-paced AI-fueled world, which is why podcasting still works in 2025 with visibility, voice, and trust. So if you're ready to build authority, connect with your audience on a deeper level, and create content that compounds, this episode is for you. We'll see you then. Thanks for tuning in to the Digital Success for Business podcast. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and follow us on YouTube for even more tips.